pulled out in this direction. When they walk and the foot goes up and it goes out and the wind hits it, that's what's going to happen to it. Unless you have gobs of hairspray on it. Now you turn her this way and you can see that's what makes most people think their dogs have chaps. You see?
Yep.
So that's where that hair that's all pulled out. Stand behind them like you're watching the dog, move away, and take it down this way.
Pulling the way it grows.
Right. Got a nice level hard line here that's going to help hold all of that other stuff forward. A quick shot of hairspray is going to take care of that. This is that belly button spot I started telling you about.
Now what do we do?
This is going to go to the belly span. This line of hair we talked about, this is all going to fill in. That should all stay. I've got a big piece right here that I'm going to take down, but this is going to stay and fill. Okay. She's a little bit this way in the underline. I could take it out with a thinning, with a pick and pull, but I'm going to use a thinning shear. Where's your thinning shear, Lisa?
It's in there.
Oh, sorry. That's okay.
Got it. That's gonna be funny in the video.
Well, hopefully you shut it off first.
No, actually I didn't.
Oh, okay. So, we've got a little divot here. You have to kind of step back and look at it. Your scissors are very, very straight. So when you put your scissor there and you see, you're only going to snip the stuff that falls in the line of the scissor. And it should wrap right underneath. If you pull it out and you have more, you almost want to make it go this way instead of this way.
Which way you want it to go?
A reverse curve. That's wrong. You want it to go this way.
And this is the part where you said they almost are not shown with furnishings. Or
right, they should not have a big long skirt. They're not a Scotty or a Westie or a Karen. This should wrap right down around.
and using thinning shears is okay so long as it's primarily
neck
neck
straps. We've already done some pulling. Remember, the hair down there on the belly is sparse and it's tender. You always, 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 always want to pull. Never, never, never use just the thinning shears for your grooming techniques. You may do it only day of show to neaten up your edges that are not totally perfect. If you do your homework and you keep your dog pulled, there will always be hair underneath where you're pulling to help create what you need. Even your toes. You're going to want to pull. This is a very, very young dog. She doesn't have a lot of furnishings. We're dealing just now changing from puppy furnishings into adult furnishings. I pulled her hard a few months ago.
So my girl would still be having the same thing.
Yeah, at 18 months she should. You've pulled them enough times that you should have.
Yeah, because they're nice and hard and thick.
Yeah, yeah. This one's is still very thin.
So I take it we can maybe use Sparkle's furnishings to do the that thinning shear technique you told me to make the furnishings look fuller.
I'm going to use on her because I can't pull too much.
Is she chewing on her hog right there?
Or could be at home. I don't know. I don't know. You know, she lives as a pet. Here's where you do not want your dog to be open hocked. You need hair in here. So you don't want to pull too much hair there.
But you want it to
She's changing again from puppy.
You want it to be a solid line down to make it look
all the way down.
Like it has a straight
hair
leg.
In here that I can pull some, and then thinning shear some. We also want this line to be nice and straight right here.
You can get away with thinning shear work at that point?
Yeah, you can.
So long as you pull.
Puppy.
On a puppy, not an adult dog?
Yeah, on a dog. Depends on how thick the coat is. You can make the line thick and solid by pulling. Set your knife in there and just pull it.
I'm noticing on the rear you took it down to near skin, so...
Yeah, because remember our timing was a little screwed up. We were going to take her to a show and I was going to groom her a week ago. 2 weeks ago. And she didn't come because I was saving her for you. So when I went to pull, there was no nice fine undercoat from having pulled it every week. This is flat work that you would pull every single week.
So ideally you want a thin layer of coat even on the rear?
Yeah. Stand. Stand.
You're liking that little coarse one, aren't you?
This is mine. Yeah.
Well, is that yours or mine?
It's mine. It's purple.
Oh, that's right. Mine's blue. No, the funny thing is I had an option to get the purple one for 20 bucks.
Yeah.
Or 15 or 20 bucks and I didn't get it.
You can get... You should have a variety of them for different reasons. And here's that straight drop down. I have an issue right here where this looks so thick. The balance is a little off. I don't know if your camera can pick that up.
Yeah.
Stay. Stand still. See this big thick spot in here? I'm
Yeah.
going to thin that out a little bit. But now you don't want to leave a hole. You have to do it so carefully. It could be
Just
one
the
silly
ends.
hair that can make the difference. So you want to sit when you're nice and quiet and into your head or into your music and put your foot down and you can see the difference. Between this side and the other side. Later on I'll show you another checkpoint on it where I will stand the dog up this way and compare both legs to make sure that they're nice and even.
That's starting to smell good, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Did you want to try out the shears I put down? Figured you want to try it out on the pads.
Okay. Here's what I meant by standing up. Coming down and out. And making sure that this side is also nice and even. And thick. Use that belly button spot. We're still thick in here. We'll thin this coat down again before I send her home. And you can see the difference between one rear leg on this side and an unfinished one on this side. You want to gently comb or pin pad or gently take out the gnarls and snarls.
Doesn't take you long to do legs, does it?
No, she doesn't need a lot because she's a baby. What you don't want are snowshoe feet. This is like a snowshoe foot. It comes in here. You can't see from that side. Stay. It comes in here and then all this big round foot here. When you have that much furnishing on a foot, you definitely get in and strip some of it off. But be careful. If you pull up here where the foot's fat, those roots go way up here. So you're going to be thinning out where you're already lacking. So you want to be careful that the hair that you're pulling is from the toes down low. These toe pulls are like flat work. They should be done on a weekly basis. The rest of the furnishing work you only should be doing once a month. If you pull too much on furnishings, you don't recuperate enough. You should palm pad them, condition them, spray them, whatever you want to do to keep them soft, pliable, clean, and treat them like gold.
So is there a possibility that my dog's feet are a little brown because I'm not stripping them enough, or?
Very well could be. Stripped hair won't turn around, but clippered hair will.
I'm not clippering them, I'm not pulling them enough.
Cut hair will, yeah.
Not doing that either.
You're cutting with thinning shear, or
is it possibility the grass, or
your stripping knife is cutting them as you're pulling them.
Well, that's true.
I personally think they should be done with chalk just on the toes. Now, remember what I did on the other side where I combed them all out from underneath? Because when the wind blows and when they walk, that's what's going to happen to them. Takes about 8 weeks for these hairs to come back because there's just not very much blood supply and rotation in furnishings. Stay. That's why you only want to work them once a month. The hairs that I'm pulling today won't come back until September, but they'll come back. As much as I pull today will come back thicker. If you really wanted to get a super thick furnishing, give yourself 3 months prior to a show and strip them all the way down and wait for them to come back, working on them once a month to reshape and pull.
You mean literally take them down to near...
Not to skin, just take them way down. In the old days, they used to take furnishings and take a dog and get it ready. Okay, I'm going to show this dog at a certain show in 3 months. First thing they do, pull beard and furnishings, and then clean the dog up, and then in 6 or 8 weeks, get the dog out and strip the dog. In the meantime, it lives almost looking like a lion, where you've taken the eyebrows out and the beard down really short, and they're all furry all over, taking the legs down nice and short, and they'll come back. But that's the way they used to do it years ago in England. See, I'm really a dinosaur.
No, just very wise.
That's the way the Stripping the broken coated terrier book used to tell people how to do it.
You can actually get through all the
around.
Well, I still have it in my shelf.
Yeah. Well, it has some wonderful, wonderful knowledge in it. You just have to get through all the stories that she's telling, and it needs edited. If somebody could take that book and edit it,
keep on saying you should.
It would be a marvelous learning tool for people.
I'm gonna check on the spaghetti sauce.
Toe hairs. I'm pulling toe hairs.
I'm gonna